Welcome to K&K Apothecary, the finest source for all your medicinal tincture needs. Welcome to K&K. Oh, really? Just send anyone our way. It's been so long since we've had a single customer.
Need a lift? All right then.
Ah, yes, a newcomer. May I see your reference letters, please? Will that be all, then? Well, you need to find people who are willing to vouch for your character and writing. Since you're a newcomer, you'll have to make some friends in the country. Will that be all, then? Will that be all, then? Stay safe now. Ah, yes, a newcomer. May I see your reference letters, please? I'm afraid if you're seeking passage into Nava, you'll need 3 reference letters from citizens of Eastshade, signed and sealed. Well, you need to find people who are willing to vouch for your character and writing. Since you're a newcomer, you'll have to make some friends in the country. Will that be all, then? It hasn't always been this way, but lately we've been getting more newcomers than usual. We don't want to be unwelcoming to new folk, but we are trying to have some measure of security. Will that be all, then? Stay safe now.
It comes. It may be the fiercest Eastshade has seen in 100 years. The signs are all around us. You must find shelter. Death! It is death! I must go. Be safe, traveler.
Ignore him. He says that every time it rains. Stop scaring the tourists, Grandpa.
Why, hello, friend! Glorious day, wouldn't you say? What an incredible day to be alive! Ah, I see you're a traveller, swept in from some distant land. How enchanting! Ah, marvellous place, Eastshade. The only trouble is, traveller, the little mice. The little mice! You see, they've taken a liking to my garden. Not sure how they eat so much when I'm not looking. Must be bigger than I think. I'm standing guard, but it's not working. Somehow they're getting past me. Must be while I'm sleeping. Not that I mind, really. I'm glad they have a proper meal. But how I dream of cooking up a proper stew. Vegetable, of course. Can't have a good stew without an assortment of the finest crops, eh? Tell you what, bring me 7 sticks so I can finish my fence. That just may do the trick against these crafty carrot eaters. Of course, I never let a friend journey on without a few glowstones to pad their pocket. How's 10 sound? Excellent. Thank you, my friend, for taking on this task. See you soon. You're back! I've been thinking, it'll be a bit strange to have a fence here blocking all the little critters out of my garden. Oh well, has to be done. Of course, I appreciate your help. Nothing wrong with running around picking up sticks, just don't forget to get lost once in a while, eh? And look around you, smell the roses. Oh, listen to me, I sound like an old-timer. What a fine one you are, polite as they come. You'll fit in splendidly in our little community here in Eastshade. Folk are as kind as can be. Anyhow, thanks for getting these sticks for me. It's a full-time job standing guard. Why don't you come back in a day's time? That'll give me time to patch up this fence and see how it does against the little mice. See you soon.
Hi there, stranger. Come on in. Care for some tea? Or maybe a mead? Here you are, then. Nothing like a refreshing cup. I don't think I've seen your face before. Are you from out west? Ah, okay. I thought you might be from out west. I haven't met many Westerners. I really wish more Westerners would come through this way. I really want to ask them about the drumming. Have you heard the drums at night? I was just a child the first time I heard the drumming out in the Blushwoods. Ever since I moved out here, I've only heard the drumming late in the night. Some nights, I like the music. It's captivating. In fact, it's almost bewitching. But I've always been bewildered. Maybe the farmers from the Teethmore Bluffs throw parties in the Blushwood? Nobody in Nava seems to know anything about it. That's where I grew up. My best friend and I wasn't much more than a pile of boards back then, but my son Finn brought his family out here too. And I've got 5 beautiful grandchildren.
Do you have your references in order? Yes, it appears everything is in order. Go right ahead then. And welcome to Nava.
Welcome to the inn below the tarnished teapot. You sure? We have rats. If you really want, first door on your left.
Oh, Leilani.
Well, she works in the spice shop down in the lower market. She's not the best cook, though. But she's wonderful. I mean, she's a great person. So kind, funny, thoughtful. Things are really so great between us. I think I want to ask her if she'll be my girlfriend. I want to be somewhere special when I ask her, though. Somewhere magical and perfect. Like sitting on a golden cloud at sunset while butterflies circle up. It's not! It's true. I'm just so nervous to ask the question. Would you do me a favor? Can you find... But we might be soulmates! Don't you want to help me find true...
Oh dear. Oh no. I've done something terrible. I'm not sure. Oh dear. This morning I sold some zucchini. I thought they were zucchinis, but now I still have the zucchinis here in my... I sold toxic tubers. Oh God. I've no idea who... Dumb legs, upset stomach, and then... for hours of... How once was bad enough, but twice. And now people are gonna start being sick. There's so little time. I need to recover those tubes. Thank you. Please, just ask people if they bought any zucchini. I sold 4 zucchinis altogether, and I put them in blue bags. Maybe that could help you find them. Oh God, I hope no one has eaten any.
Sealant. Would you like to buy some sealant? It'll be 500 glowstones. There's only one thing I want that I can't seem to get, but I'm not sure you can help. I want to get into that fancy club, the Roots. They're such exclusive little buggers. I need the password to get in. No idea who to talk to about that. Get me that password, and I'll give you the sealant.
To an outsider, this shady hillside might not seem like the best place to grow peas, but the farms of Nava's Eastside... You see, Eastshadian peas don't handle direct sunlight like... Oh, look at me, talking your ear off about peas already. Say, if you're looking for things to see in this country, you should find your way out to the Teefmore Bluffs. There's some gorgeous farm country out there. When I was younger, I'd head out there all the time. These days I find myself a bit too busy. By the way, if you need a few extra glowstones in your travels, I could use an extra pair of hands shucking some peas for market. I won't lie to you though. Fantastic. I'll show you what needs to be done. It's not too complicated.
Welcome to the... It's kind of like a club. People go under the city It used to be open for everyone, but it's pretty locked down now. There was a dream party out on the Salt Spring Coast a few nights ago. Who knows? Maybe you can make the right connections and get a chance to try some. I used to live on the mainland years ago, working when my grandma died, bless her soul. And now this city's a boom town, and I'm living off the reverse mortgage. Just goes to show. Correct. That is the name. We once had another name, but everyone just called us that inn below the tarnished teapot. I don't really blame them. Me. Thanks. Sam. Oh.
Well, hello there. Such a great day. Last night, I saw two you're an artist? Oh, you must be very skilled. If you're feeling especially energetic, we could always use a hand in the fields. We've got a lot of work down on the pea terraces. It can be draining. Ah, the secretive underground tea drinking society. I've had a few cups of dream tea in my day, but things have changed since then. What? Are you serious? Okay, well, I bought some, but I definitely didn't eat them. I'd never make that kind of mistake. I just don't have them anymore. Threw them away. I need to go now.
what's the password? Come on in then.
Well, well. Come to lengthen your life, eh? These springs. Well, you know about that magic, right? They'll make you live forever. Tell me, how old would you guess I am? Yes, yes, and that's because I'm always here. All day I'm in here so I can live forever. Oh, I know everything that's out there already. All I need now is to stay in here. Other smart people like yourself visit now and then. I'll tell you a secret. I'm actually 157 years old.
Yes, I've seen it all. And who knows what else I'll see. Well, hear about, because I really can't leave the hot springs. One day I got sick. I felt the tenuous grip of life loosen, and I knew that I'd have to stay in here forever. I haven't set a foot outside this spring since then, and look at me now, 157 years old. It is, and you can live forever too, if you just stick around. I'm so glad I found this place. You should really consider staying here. You don't want those bones of yours to grow brittle.
Hello, name's Toma. Nice to meet you and welcome to the farm. We're the largest distributor of bloom sacks in the entire world. My old man was always proud of that, rest his soul. hoping my daughter, Seely's her name, hoping she'll take it up after me, after attending university, of course. No way she'd miss out on the adventures offered by the Academy. I just love this old farm. My dad built it from the ground up. I'd hate to be the last one to make use of it. Well, better get back to it. I was just taking inventory of our stores. Seems like we're missing quite a few veggies, and I've been finding apple cores everywhere. I've never heard of an animal that just leaves behind the core. And Seely hates apples, so it's not her. You let me know if you see anyone sneaking around with a bushel of fruit, alright? Nice chatting. See you.
Welcome back. We've got plenty more patrons interested in your work. Such texture. Welcome back. We've got plenty more patrons interested in your work. Welcome back. We've got plenty more patrons interested in your work.
Greetings, traveler. Would you like your fortune read? Look around. You are a guest in my place of solitude and calm. Here I am uninhibited by the clutter and chatter of all those people in the city. Here, my mind is free. My soul balanced. Is the intrigue too great? Looking for a fortune from the greatest fortune teller in Eastshade?
taking new visitors. There's been an incident. But with the storm... Well, I'll give you the room we all plan to give the detective. We're just about full otherwise. There's been a theft in one of the rooms. The police are on their way now, though it might take a while. Don't worry though, the thief wouldn't dare strike again. Some sort of important book. Real valuable, I guess, by the way Mr. Historian is reacting. I don't claim to understand what it does. I just know we can't have any thieves making an escape. We've got all kind of weirdos here, and it could be just about any one of them. They're all exhausting me. Most of the guests are napping right now, though, so it's nice and quiet for the moment. Look, since we've got this shady business going on here, I'm not going to charge you. You can have a room upstairs, first door on your right. At any rate, it looks like you don't have much choice but to stay. My great-great-grandparents built it as a waypoint for expeditions north, and for folks building windmills on the Teefmore Bluffs. It's well past its glory days, and I can't imagine this situation is going to do much to boost its reputation. Not exactly. Well, there was this university student. Strange thing. She arrived around noon, coming from Nava. A few hours later, the historian arrived, followed by Helena and that businessman, Vadim. The student went off to her room. I figured she wanted an early start in the morning. But then she came out a little after sunset, bags all packed, telling me she had to leave and take care of an emergency. I felt bad for her having to leave in the night like that. Not exactly. Strange thing. The student went off to her room. I felt bad for her having...
Are you the authorities? Do you paint the crime scene to help find clues? Okay, well, my boyfriend and I really need to get off this lake. We're supposed to be playing a show in Nava tonight, but the innkeeper won't let anyone leave. It's so frustrating. We've never played anywhere important, and the one chance we get, this has to happen. We got here yesterday afternoon. We ate dinner, played some music, and went to bed. I heard some scuffling in the middle of the night, but I just thought it was rats. Ugh, they're everywhere.
Well, what do you say? Up for a trip to the mountaintop? Golly, here we are! Even more spectacular than I always dreamed. Feel free to walk around and take in the sights. I'll take you back down when you're finished. Are you ready to head back? Thanks again for all your help. There's nothing so exciting as bringing people on a great adventure. Just let me know if you need another lift to the mountaintop, pal.
Gather round. Come hear tale of trickery and wit. There was once a witch who lived in a tiny hut at the edge of a swamp. She was skilled in the healing arts and could cure nearly any ailment. Though she had many visitors, her truest companions were a cluster of spiders living under her table. One day, a man ambled up the path and knocked upon her door. "You must be the wise witch Flera, curer of all ills." He looked around the hut with a sneer. "People cross the world for your cures, and yet you live in this terrible shack. Surely folks pay dearly for the chance to continue breathing." But Flera was not one for glowstones, and she quite liked her home. She only stiffened and asked what his ailment was. So, he told her of the terrible pains and aches he suffered. Horrible scratching in his toenails, in each strand of hair, and in his tear ducts. It was a torture like none other. But he'd heard of the cure, only to be found in the swamp near her home. The only way to ease his pain? The heart root. Well, in all her years of saving lives, Flera had never heard of such a root. But the bog wasn't so treacherous, and she had gone in many times for lesser cures. So, she agreed to find the heart root, and the man agreed to wait in her hut. Flera trudged through the swamp, thick with slime, and the stinking air heavy with rot. When she came to a clearing of black clay, she thrust her hands into the wet muck, but alas, nothing. She dug for hours, her back aching and fingernails packed with mud. Finally, just as twilight fell to darkness, she found it. A spiraled green tuber, pulsing and glowing like a star. She lifted the root, heavy with swamp water, and slid it into her bag. Not a moment later, something rustled in the shadows. A tiny silhouette showed itself beside her.
"You have stolen from me! That root is not yours to take!"
It hissed. The witch could just make out the sight of a moss elf, staring up at her in fury. She told him of the ailing man and the power of the strange root. But the moss elf only grew more angry and stamped his feet in the swampy muck.
"It's a root of poison and destruction!"
he screeched.
"It cannot heal anything! I curse you! I curse you to remain in this bog forever!"
And he snatched the root from her bag before darting back into the night. Flera's path melted away, replaced by a ring of identical tree trunks, branches crisscrossing, weaving a cage around her. Roots churned under her feet, and a bone-chilling mist draped itself over the bog. Flera sat down on a tree trunk and got to thinking, wondering about the man who had sent her in hunt of the root. Had he known the truth? Had he wanted to use it for evil? No way to tell, so she set to trying to remember if anyone had ever broken a moss elf curse. Just then, she felt a tickling down her arm and her leg. She fought the urge to swipe, and if it wasn't her own spiders, they brought terrible news. The supposedly ailing man had taken over Flera's hut, demanding riches and luxuries from the ill in exchange for false medicines. He'd thrown out her furniture and dumped the spiders into the rain, threatening to stomp them if they snuck back in.
So, Zara has you running around the island like some sort of unpaid assistant. I know how remote some of those hot springs are. It was no small task. And to think, you won't see a single glowstone for all your trouble. What a pity for you. But the biggest waste here is how utterly pointless your task was. It's just astounding how much energy you cynics waste all to crush the happiness of believers. Or maybe it's to prove to yourself that you haven't been missing out on something wonderful, which you have. But I'm no psychologist, I'm just a merchant. Don't mind me. I just bring life and joy to a city full of happy customers. Listen here, I will give you 200 glowstones if you give me those hot spring samples. You and Zara are going to rob so many people of Eastshade's greatest gift.
It's going to be another late night, that's for sure. How's the hot spring sample collecting going? You do? Fantastic! That can't have been easy. I understand that some of those hot springs are quite remote. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I'm going to get right to analyzing it. It shouldn't take long. Come back in an hour if you want to see the results. This could really put that con artist out of business. Reward? The goodwill of the people, of course. If this elixir turns out to be a sham, which it almost certainly will, we'll be saving Navians from wasting a lot of glowstones. I'm open to being proven wrong, but I find it very unlikely. You've done some real good here in Nava. Oh, that's right! Here you are. You should ask Leela. She's our head librarian. She knows an awful lot about a lot of things.
Sorry, you can't go up there right now. We're doing some Oh, go right ahead then. Just be careful, okay? There's a lot of folk on scaffolding holding things like hammers, you know? Have a good one. I saw your pass. Go right ahead. Have a good one.
Some blue here. Green. No, yellow.
I'm rooting for you, child. Living vicariously through you in your quest to retrieve my lost box.
What can I brew you up?
Greetings. I have a message for you from North Seas Shipping. Safe travels.
Father was a fisher of these oceans, so I've been out on the sea plenty.
Heading back to the mainland? Do you already have a ticket or are you looking to buy? Oh, you were on the Annabelle. Terribly sorry about that. Do you wish to board now? You don't have to take this ship. There are many coming through, all going to the mainland. Your ticket is valid for any North Seas shipping vessel. Once you board, there's no turning back. You'll be mainland bound. Are you done with all your business here in Eastshade? We've got you in the very best room. Go right ahead. Have a nice trip.